the look that I am bringing to you today, it is quite intense. Obviously not for every day, but I did want to use this pressed pigment from NYX. This is from their Primal Colors range, and it is in the shade Hot Red, because I specifically bought this for Halloween, but then I was like, hey, I want to wear red eyeshadow more often. So I thought I would film a video kind of taking you through the steps of how to wear red eyeshadow and make it look attractive and just not like you have like pink eye or something gross. So if you would like to see how to achieve this look, then please keep on watching. So I've already primed my skin per usual as of late, and today I'm going to be using the Ready Set Gorgeous foundation from CoverGirl. My shade is 105, and I just squeeze it onto my face, and that's probably why I like it, because I don't really have to like put the foundation on the back of my hand first and then smear it on my face and that whole rigmarole crap. And then I'm just going to blend this out with a damp beauty blender. Then for concealer today, I'm going to start with my Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. This stuff is like from Jesus, because honestly, I don't know why I waited so long to purchase this concealer. It just, like, it covers everything, and it's not cakey, and it just hides everything. Like, see, all that redness, all that grossness is gone except for this. This is bad. I am in the shade Light 16 in this, which is the lightest shade. And it's pretty much the exact same color as my skin. That just tells you how pale I am. I was all like, oh yeah, my skin's great. And it's doing awesome from all these Halloween tutorials. And then like I wake up yesterday and I have this, and I was like, oh. Then to conceal under my under eyes, since I have got quite the bags going on this morning, I'm going to use the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer. And I am going to mix this with the Kat Von D concealer as well. I'm just going to pat that in over top. This is really white. Like, I forgot how pale this was. I am also going to use this concealer to highlight the rest of my face. God, I really forgot how pale this concealer was. Maybe that's why I stopped using it, because it was too pale. My only gripe with the Kat Von D concealer is that I can't use my beauty blender with it. Something about the beauty blender and blending it out with a damp sponge, it just does not agree with that. So definitely using your finger to pat this concealer out works much better. Then to set my under eyes, I'm going to use this Bare Minerals Well Rested powder. This is a concealer powder, but I like using it to set my under eye concealer. I do very much like this powder. I think it makes my under eyes look nice and well rested. Then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation in the shade Light, which is also, I think, like the second to lightest shade. I'm using a Real Techniques powder brush. I love this brush. It is like my new favorite brush of life. Then for contour today, I'm going to be pulling out the Hoola by Benefit, and this is just a matte kind of cool tone neutral bronzer. I just want a little bit of a stronger contour today. It's definitely full swing fall here in the South, and I like a stronger contour in the winter. I think I've said that a million times at this point. It's not really winter yet, it's still fall, but it's cold, it's winter. So as you can see, I have contoured completely, quite heavily. And I did my brows, and for my brows, today I used my Makeup Forever brow pencil in number 2, and then used my Urban Decay brow box in Brown Sugar, and then set all of that in place with my Benefit Gimme Brow in light medium. Moving on to the rest of my face, I'm going to use this blush here from MAC. This was a limited edition extra dimension blush in, I don't remember what collection, but it's just a very peachy, a little bit of a darker peach pink blush. I I don't know, I really like it, so I'm using it. I think filming Halloween tutorials took me out of my filming element here. Because I just am, like, aimlessly rambling and I don't really know what I'm talking about. Then for highlight, obviously, I'm going to be using my Mary Luminizer from the Balm. So I've already primed my lids with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. Who would have thought? And I'm not really sure what I want to do on my eyes today. I do know I want to use this product from NYX. This is one of their primal colors in the shade Hot Red. Now this is a pressed pigment and it is sold as a face powder. It is just exactly like the shade that is red in the Urban Decay Electric palette. It's not recommended for the eye area because it is a red pigment. They don't necessarily recommend any kind of red pigment for the eye area, mainly because I think the ingredients in this can be very irritating to the eye. So they really market these as face powders or sell them as face powders, but this particular product I believe is marketed as an eyeshadow. But if you do have sensitive eyes, I would recommend staying away from these kinds of products. Anyway, but first things first, I'm going to go into my Resi palette and do my highlight because I am addicted to using Vanilla and Legend for my highlight. And I'm just going to use the brush that comes in here and just first put on some Vanilla all the way under the brow bone. Not going onto the lid, but just in that whole brow bone space. Then I'm going to also take Vanilla in around my inner corner. I don't put this on the tear duct. I put it in that like little dimple in between the nose bridge and the tear duct. And then I'm going to go in with Legend. And that's just going to go right underneath my eyebrow. Then I'm going to go into, wait a second. I'm going to go into the Hot Red shade with a synthetic fluffy brush. Load that up. I'm just going to start working this in my crease, kind of keeping it off the lid. Ooh, that's quite red. This is definitely more of a pinky red than your traditional red, but if you're worried about that whole irritated look, this tutorial is probably not for you. And I'm really blending it into that highlight color. That's why I brought that highlight color down so far, so this would blend out very easily. Then just flipping this brush over, I'm going to go into this flat liner brush with the same color and run it on my lower lash line. But I'm not going to bring that all the way in. I'm just going to bring it to where my highlight, or inner corner highlight, stops. Then I'm going to go in with a clean pencil brush and buff that out. So being completely honest and transparent here, if I was in high school right now, I would throw some liquid liner or just cat liner on and some mascara, and this would be good for me. It's just who I was. But anyway, for my lid color today, I think I'm going to go in with this Blinged and Brilliant from L'Oreal. This is one of their 24-hour infallible shadow deals. I'm just going to use my finger and pat that on the lid. I do want to keep the lid kind of light. And these are super pigmented, so this will block out the majority of the red that got down on the lid. Then I'm just going to go back with that same brush and do like one sweep back and forth just to blend that edge. So now pretty much everything from here on out is going to be separating this red shade from the whites of the eye. When you get reds and pinks or more pinky purples around the white of the eye, since that is so white, that's part of what causes it to look so irritated. But to start that process, I'm going to take this burgundy shade here from MAC, which is called Blackberry. And I'm using a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm just going to start rocking that back and forth in my crease from outer corner to inner corner. And just start deepening up that crease. This will also help deepen up the color and make it look that little bit less irritated. Then once we have that, I'm going to just wipe off the flat liner brush I was using, just to get most of that red off of there. And I'm going to stay in that blackberry color. And I'm going to start putting this right up against my lashes. So then I'm going to go into my Resi palette again and use this shade Deep Plum here. This is like one of my favorite eyeshadows of life right now. But I'm just going to use that on my same base shadow brush and just pointing, here come the police. What the crap? Go away. I'm trying to film a video. Just taking the brush and holding it pretty much straight, I'm just going to work that color directly into my crease, going about halfway with this color, and then taking it around and bringing it down onto the lower lash line as well. I'm just really placing the color right now. And then once you have your color placed, you can take this brush and turn it this way and pretty much use it like a blending brush, and now we can blend all of that out and smoke it all out. And as you can see, this eye, which is pretty much almost done, looks not quite so irritated. You just have that really awesome kind of like red glow coming out from the darker shadows. Then going back to my flat liner brush, I'm just going to continue in Deep Plum with this. I'm going to keep this about halfway or so on the lower lash line and just doing the same thing we did with that blackberry shade. But then I'm going to go in with my blendy pencil brush that I've been using and just buff that out. So now moving on to eyeliner, and this is the really like the key to wearing red eyeshadow, because a eyeliner on the top lash line will really separate those red tones away from the whites of your eyes. But I'm just going to use my MAC 263 brush and a matte black shade, just because I've been using the Resi palette. I'm just going to use the shade LBD. Load my brush up with that. And then just start building up an eyeliner. You can go as thick or as thin with this as you want. You just want something to really separate the eye, or the whites of the eye, from the red. That's the whole point of the eyeliner. And then once I get to the lower lash line, I'm just going to really press this into the roots of the lashes. So just really darkening at the roots. So I went ahead and applied my mascara to finish off these eyes, and I used the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Mascara. And it's one of my favorite drugstore mascaras of the moment. So first I'm going to start with MAC's Subculture Lip Liner, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. Then for lipstick, I'm going to be using Blankety from MAC, which is brand new because I back to MAC a bunch of stuff, and I got some lipstick. And with that, that finishes our look today. I really like it. I like the very nude lips because it definitely makes all of the focus on the eyes, which is obviously what we want. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you maybe learned how to use some red eyeshadow and maybe aren't so afraid of it now. Anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.